morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Yamas. Sprinkled Donut Foraging first. He's chit-chatting down there in the bottom of the chat. What's up, Noah? How's it going? Eric, good morning. Henry St. Street Forge. How you doing? Bill Corey, how you doing? Wesley McCravey, good morning. Get smooshy with that like button. Yes, I like your style, brother. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Donut! Steve, how you doing, man? Mr. Woodring, howdy. Yeah, so doing another call-in show. I have, let me toss the Skype invite, which is in my description, should be. Let me see, there it is. Skype profile. I'm going to go ahead and copy that so that I can, oh no, I removed it. Go back. So that anybody who feels like calling in, even if it's just for a few minutes, it doesn't even have to be on video, just to say hi to everybody, you know, feel free. It's kind of just community chit-chat. And yeah, we've had a lot of cool guests on the show. Adam from Speargrass Forge pops in. Sam Towns pops in. We've had Clara Bison. We've had Bill Corey. Tim, of course. We've had Roy from Christ-Centered Ironworks. All sorts of people. Good morning, Kenny. How you doing, Monica? Dog Bones, Bobby. What's up, Trail Dust? Wiley. That hack BC. Yeah. We've had Steve on the show, but that was, you know, funny enough, Steve from North Country Forge, that show was my least watched show for call-ins. It got the most thumbs downs. I'm just playing, Steve. I don't keep track of that stuff. Morning, Robert. Wayne. Yep. Share that stream. Let people know I'm alive. And smoosh that like button. Yes. You guys are all awesome. All you have to kind of do to be on the show is let me know that you want to be in the show. And send me a thumbs up, and I would give a call, or start a call. Hey, how you doing, Hubcap? You just had what was it? You guys have all been doing these. I know that you've had a few people over recently. I just watched Aimless Adventures, Matthew over at Josh at First Degree Forge. That was pretty cool. Maybe Matthew has the time to swing by here on his way up. What the heck? Steve. Mountain Critters, Chris Schaefer, Curtis. How you doing? What are you doing, Steve? Mr. Matthews? Fat fingers. I figured that's what happened. If you hear from Robert, tell him to send me the link to the place where he gets the blanks for the railroad spike tongs. I've had a million people saying, make me some of those tongs, and ... Good morning, Boar. How you doing? Jeff Kren, what's up? Did I say hi to you, Neil? I think I said hi to you. I feel I said hi. But yeah, all's going good here. Learn them tongs yourselves. I think he does get them cut. I think he gets them cut out like by himself. I don't know if he buys them as that blank because I've never seen them before like that. I think I think he gets them cut out at the place that he works, or something like that, or he cuts them out himself. I'm not sure if he buys those like that. But I'll ask him. Yeah. No, he doesn't get them from Ken's. I'm about 90% sure he did send you a link. Yeah. He may have. But yeah, someone needs to call in. uh, my railroad tongs are in the works. Guy in Texas is making them. Curtis, someone needs to call in, cause you know I'm not entertaining at all. Morning, James Jones. How you doing? What, you don't love my Yamsy Unplugged? Don't you all love my Yamsy Unplugged? Am I unplugged? Can you all hear me? Hello? Talking with Mr. Coffee this morning. He told me to tell everyone. He said he was going. Yeah, he goes disc golfing he goes, I ain't watching Yamsy. Access to a CNC plasma if anyone needs things cut out. Right. Morning, Nidavalier. Oh, I think I'm going to call Speargrass. He better answer. If he doesn't answer, I'm kicking him from the chat. I'm just playing. Anson! Bryson, Anson, you should come by today. My audio is very low. Turn your volume up. I'm bumping into the yellow on my audio feed. Bryson, what's up? Are those railroad tongs that hard to forge? I think it's just... I think it's not that they're hard to forge. It's just that they're time-consuming to forge. Because you got to slit it and you got to widen it the proper length. And there's... it's one of those things that would just be easier to cut out. And then put together like a pair of Ken's custom tongs. You know, I mean, really anything can be forged if you put your mind to it. Sorry, can't do it. Text you in a bit. Right on, Anson. Solbert! Just got in from a 38-hour shift. No kidding. Good Lord. Alright, we all need to keep Solbert awake. He's not allowed to sleep. He's got to go another 4 hours. Just because I say so. Right. Uh-oh. I got a pating. Who's patinging me? Anson. Oh. Okay. Give Yaya a hug for me when you can. I'm not cool enough to wear my sunglasses indoors. I have a question. How does everyone get small half-round crescent moon punches sub half-inch? I suppose the same way you would get small half-round crescent moon punches above a half-inch. just using smaller stuff. I'm assuming you're talking a curved chisel kind of thing instead of just a literal, half circle. If that's the case, just using smaller, I guess, the edge of a grinder, a grinding disc, maybe. Files, sandpaper, all sorts of stuff, I think. In Holland, we don't have railroad spikes, so I don't need them. Somebody ought to send you some railroad spikes, Boar. Bottom swedge, top fuller. Yeah, it really depends on exactly how you want it, Good morning, Dana. We are getting asparagus on the show because I demand it. I ain't had him on the show in a while, so so all right. Putting this guy on the spot for you guys, all for you guys, with his magical changing background. Oh, I gotta get rid of that's not Sam Towns, is it? Why are you so huge on the screen? Hold on. There we go. Transition. And there we are. What's up, Dana? Everybody say hi to this guy down here. Is a Speargrass Forge, for those of you who don't know him.
If you don't know me, you should.
Gonna try and hang out here and have a couple of puppers a shot and then catch the SpaceX live stream at replay after this. Right on. Right on. So Sulbert, when are you, for those of you who don't know, Sully's Shamrock Forge's nickname is also Jetpack, and we were waiting to hear news that he is going into space, either by force or by volunteer. Stefan Mirke, hey. Yeah, Adam, it looks like you're coming from the underworld. I think I've got a filter on to make you darker without realizing it.
It probably doesn't help that I've got a really dark background as well.
Yeah.
So, I'll try and change it to something lighter.
You should be all right.
I gotta remember how to change.
There we go. No, that's all on me. It's literally on me. I've got a color correction set for it. That should be better. All right. I actually just waved. Why is it so dark in the fridge? That's all my fault. I wish I could mess with his green screen.
You can have a look at my outside.
There you go. Here, there's no beer in space, so I'm gonna have to opt out till that's resolved. You can bring some beer into space there, Sulbert.
That's true. Yeah, wouldn't it be nice to have a brew on the moon?
Right? Moon brew. Um, Dylan Corwin, how you doing? Morning, Curtis. What's everybody up to, and what are you up to down there?
Well, this is not before I go back to my regular weekly job, but at the moment I've been focusing on production forging because in April I've been invited to an inaugural rural show that's run by one of the pubs out this way in the rural area. So he's decided that there's no real decent rural show out here, so he's decided to start one. And so he said he found out I was a blacksmith and went, hey, can you set up a demo or something like that? So it's like, well, yeah, I guess so, but when is it? And he goes, April. It's like, oh no, I've got a hell of a lot to do because I've got to build a new portable forge. I want to build a smaller anvil, so I've got something that's actually movable rather than the hunk of steel that Tiny is. So, but yeah, basically it's just been I've been making drive hooks, I've been making S hooks, I've been making draw pulls, and of various different types, and it's just not only practicing my technique and my skill, it's making stock for this show, and then going to go get some African mahogany boards and make some coat hooks and stuff like that to go into the mahogany boards. That's what the drive hooks are for as well. So that I've got some things to sell, some bigger ticket items to sell that are relatively inexpensive for me to make, and then hopefully make some money out of that as well. On the house front, currently we've had at least, I'd say, about an inch of rain every day for the last going on 2 months. So my block is not flooded, but it's waterlogged at the moment. The water table has actually come up to about half an inch below ground level. So you drive down the driveway and you pretty much get bogged. So the builders have gone, well, we've got a truck that's 18 tons fully loaded with the tiles because we're at tiling stage. We can't get it in there, so we're just going to have to wait until it dries out a little bit in order to do the tiling and the finishing. But that's all that's holding us up. We're at lock-up stage now and nearly finished. We were hoping to move in by the end of February, but because of everything that's happening, that's probably going to be pushed back a little bit. So yeah, now I've been watching YouTube videos on how to drain swamps and how to drain land, and because that's the next step of things I have to do when I get out there, and I'm going to probably have to do that so that I can drain the land in order to build everything and not have everything sink on me.
Sump pits. Yeah, wow, that's a lot. I was going to say, I'm developing in my lab. I'm developing a product, but right now I'm using some pretty unstable materials to make a anvil shrinking spray, so that you can turn a large anvil into a small pocket-sized anvil, and carry it around with you, and then set it up and then spray it, and it'll grow big again.
So you got a shrinking spray and an anti-shrinking spray.
Working on it. I'm developing. I've got the first part developed. I just got to develop how to get it back.
I was going to say, you do know that the enlarging spray will be massively abused.
So Bill Corey's making more boxes for rustic trunks. You are a board game. 1:30. Yeah. Today's Dylan Corwin's daughter's birthday. Happy birthday to her. Just to her.
Happy birthday.
If it's
yeah, just to her.
If it's also your birthday, yeah. Okay. Rusty.
And
leaving. Adios, Hubcap.
I must admit that the video that John Switzer did on the hinges for the Forge Around the World book, I loved his little his hinge making bolster, and
I know,
and looking into making one of those myself, because that is wicked, and that will make things so much easier and so simple. And I want to make hinges as well, because I've always loved artistic hinges. Like you look on pictures of old church and castle doors and stuff like that, and the hinges are amazing. Always loved old hinges. So yeah, I want to try and make a few of those too.
Yeah, I'll be honest that that tool alone has. I was gonna make one last night for my show. That tool alone has made me want to make hinges. That and another hinge tool that I saw. But I'm definitely going to put hinges on my practice list. Definitely. Everybody's talking about the Honey, I Shrunk the Anvil theory, dehydrated anvil. I'm working on liquid form so that you don't need a machine to shrink your anvil. The machine that I have shrinks it, but it's hard to control how small it goes. And so I'm working on a spray, something you can like keep in the back of your truck.
But speaking of the shrinking, can you imagine how easy heat treating an anvil would be if you could just shrink it down to something that was more
Toaster
controllable,
oven
and then
size.
like quench it? Yeah, and then quench it, and then you could temper it, and then you could just expand it back to regular size. That would be
Oh
awesome.
yeah, y'all keep that in mind, because that is a product that Island Metal Forge is creating. We can go over all of that once the patent comes back. Uh, I have the equipment to forge, but lack the talent to do so. You know what? You gain the talent by practicing, Wayne. Um,
Wayne, you should watch some of my early videos, mate. I am absolutely atrocious. My technique is horrible, and yeah, it's just yeah. Anyway, I've actually burnt myself a few times on camera. So you can't be any worse than me, mate. Trust.
Chris Schaefer's birthday was yesterday. Happy belated birthday, Chris.
Happy belated birthday.
Be safe, Anson.
See you, Anson.
Big hugs from me. In my experience, all you need to have shrinkage is a large tub of cold water.
Or cold temperatures outside.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just a little sneak peek into the mind of Yamez. Wayne Heights, I've watched all of your videos, Adam. I'm so sorry to hear that, Wayne. Is it like a lullaby playlist? I'm just playing. Adam's got good stuff.
So boring it puts you to sleep.
Neil,
Hey, I'll watch my own videos
Neil,
to go
get
to
a
sleep.
hold of Hubcap. Like the doorknobs that are decorated with leaves out of sheet metal that look like vines. Me too. That's another thing that I want to try working. I want to do like door hardware. I want to replace the door hardware on my house door with but still have it be modern stuff. Morning, Shane.
I have to admit, one of the funnest projects I ever did was that Suffolk or the Norfolk latch I did for a customer. I did a video on it, but it was a really fun experience, because it's so simple, but it's practical hardware, and it's something that will last them a lifetime. I'm really proud of it. But that was one of the funnest things I ever did.
Right. That's
What's everyone's
Go ahead. You were asking everybody something.
I was gonna say, what's everyone's favorite project they've done so far? Like the most rewarding one they've ever done. Like for me, like I've made knives and bits and pieces, but I'd have to say that door latch. That door latch, probably closely followed by the ball and chain, would have to be my two favorite projects I've done so far.
I'd like to do a ball and chain. Yeah, let's hear what y'all's favorite personal projects are. What have y'all done, if anything, with metal that you would consider your favorite? I got to think about that for myself for a minute.
And Kenny said this is the first time he's seen me without a bandana on my head. I think I've done a couple of things here and there without a bandana, but yes, I've got long hair, which is why I usually wear a bandana, because otherwise I've got long, thin hair.
He stole my hair. You know, he stole my hair. Yeah. He stole my hair.
I'm channeling Chris Hemsworth for this. It's an Australian thing.
Address sign bracket, Vines and Leaves from Neil Graham. The CV Axle Cup Sword project. That was a good one, Donut. Building my soft anvil stand project, or tripod. My daughter has referred to
a freestanding candelabra.
The freestanding candle holder. That's nice. A rose with a dagger through it for a tattoo shop. That's cool. You know, if I may take a moment to expound on that, you know, probably one of the cooler things would be something that you make, even if it's something that gets displayed somewhere public. You know, like even if it's a gift for a friend that has a business and they put it up in their business. You know, for me, then that would be, you know, that it's an old piece that I've done. I've done better things since, but with that, it would probably be a toss-up between two projects. One being a alligator twist handle, you know, door pull that I made and gave it to OBX Lizardland up the road from me, and they have it in their it's like a reptile museum, a reptile zoo, and they have it there to be, you know, used in their place, and it's really cool because everybody likes it. And the other one would probably be a triple rose bouquet with a twisted, forged welded twisted stems that I believe is adorning a gravestone, I believe, if I was told correctly. That's pretty cool. The most challenging and rewarding I have done was a mailbox and a post with vining and a rose for the flag. Nice. Problem with my candle holder, don't get it because it has 6 forge welds in it. Viking themed pizza cutter and hacksaw. Right, Chris? You and me yams re the hair. Right? My favorite project was always the next one. You finish something, you hate it, and you move on. Adam is one of the men without hats. First commissioned hammer, the first time I looked at a piece and thought, dang near perfect. Right on, Solbert. Yeah, right on. Foreman's axe from a 1930s fire truck. That is now displayed in a firehouse lobby. That goes right along with what I was saying, Dylan. Railing for a client, vines and leaves. See, it seems vines and leaves are some of the more popular adornments for metalwork. You know, it's you know, I see that a lot, and it makes me feel bad that I'm horrible at leaves.
It's something that goes back to the medieval times, though. I mean, if you think about it, the vines and leaves, that accoutrement on metalwork has gone right back to medieval castles and historical abbeys. You know, so it's timeless. It's one of those things that it's like having peaked bits on doorways or windows. You know, it's something that is timeless. Yeah, eternal.
Right.
So practice your leave there, you know?
Huh?
I said, so practice your leave there, you know?
Right. Stefan says, have I also given them one of my rail spike lizards? Not yet. I actually haven't had a chance to make another rail spike lizard. I do want to make a whole bunch of them and offer them up for sale to my local community here and get some over there. So real quick, Bill Corey has sent me a photo of one of his projects. I'm gonna go and switch to window capture real quick. Put it up here. Oh, it's up there already.
That's spectacular.
All right. Yeah. Let me see if it opens up a bit. There you go. That's another way you guys can participate in the show if you want. You let me know, send me a photo through Skype here, and I can pull it up like this. So if you guys would like to share your work, that is awesome. That is really cool.
That is absolutely amazing.
Right. Good morning, Chaz Walker.
I'm not letting my missus see that. I'm not showing her a picture of that because she'll want one.
No, it's a candle holder, Stefan. Somebody said something about a tie between a folded. Boar says a tie between a folded bearded Viking axe and an elaborate dagger. Nice. Morning, Daniel, Mr. Crawlspace. Getting another pating. John Burnell.
I have to say about that candle.
I got a.
See you. Sorry, go ahead.
I got a photo from John Burnell.
Okay, well, you load that up.
Okay.
I see. I don't. You guys call that a tall candle holder. I see. I was brought up calling that a freestanding candelabra.
Candelabra.
You know, because that's, yeah.
Where's Messenger?
That's good. That's beautiful.
I got another.
I'm really studying that.
I've got another image. It takes a minute to load it up here, but I do have another image. I just have to set it up so that I can show it. Okay. Let me change the properties of this. Properties. Okay. All right. So that's what I was just sent. That's from John Burnell. I believe that is his. See if I can zoom. All sorts of stuff. Oh, he's sending more. An ornate hammer. But yeah, most challenging project for Kenneth was forging the tomahawk drift. Yeah, I've tried a tomahawk drift. I'd like to do more tomahawks and axes and stuff just because I also cannot get that size right. All
right. Bill, that would be awesome. I'd love to get more pictures of that. If you want to send them through to the Speargrass Lord Facebook Messenger, that'd be great. I'd love to do something like that eventually. I don't think my skill is anywhere near that. Did you use hot coloring to get the it looks like you used hot coloring to attach the scrolls off the sides to the actual main posts? I mean, you said you forge welded.
You're talking this, right?
Hang on, I can't see it until it shows up on the screen.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, yeah, so I was talking about the collars. Like, yeah, it looked like it's hot collared to the main post. And yeah, I'd love to get more pictures there, Bill, because that is enamored. That'd be something that I'd be personally proud to not only own and use, but to display. That is immaculate. That is great work.
Yeah, that is. The candle holder is Bill Corey. And John Burnell is sent another image, close up of that hammer, and I see now that it's Damascus. This is neat. It takes a little bit of work, but this is neat, being able to bounce between pictures and stuff like that.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I would love to do. I know Bob over at B&B Forge recently did a words are escaping me. Damascus hammer. I'd like to do a Damascus.
A Banascus hammer.
Yes, a banana hammer.
Actually, you know, it would look cool if you had like it was like a double cross peen hammer, and it had like the peels away from one side, so it looked like a little bit of like a banana being peeled. That'd be funny. Anyway,
Okay.
I don't even know how that would work, but I can see it in my head.
I got another photo coming in. This is, I'm assuming, the sword from the. This is from Mr. Donut, and I believe this is the. Don't tell me. This is the sword from the CV Axle Cup, correct? Good morning, John Cat. Banascus. Trade me a hammer for 2 Island Metal Forge stickers. All right, John. You know, yeah, I'd probably be down for that. I'm doing a trade with. I'm doing a trade with somebody, you know, hammer for hammer right now, as well. Yeah, John, how much did that hammer weigh? And I do have 2 Island Metal Forge stickers floating around. They're the ones that I was going to put on my power hammer, but I could use the perforated stickers I have for those. Banascus hammers keep slipping off the anvil.
That's another thing I've got to get around to eventually. There, Wayne. I've got the guy that I'm going to get the mahogany off for the coat hanger. I want to do a side table and a dining room table, so I want to hand forge all the legs. So it's a wrought iron, you know, or wrought steel table with some African mahogany top, because I reckon that would look pretty awesome too. And he agreed with me to do it as a freebie. Like he'd provide the timber for the tabletop if I allowed him to advertise it as, you know, one of, well, not so much his project in the sense of, you know, he did the steel work, but his project to promote his business as well. It's like that's a kind of a fair trade. So no worries. It's just a matter of I can't do it in the current workshop. I've got to wait until I get something bigger. That's why I've been holding off on that one.
So I owe John 2 stickers, and a hammer will be in my mailbox in the morning. Like, my mailbox? Like, are you down the street, man? Come by, forge with me. Mailed it out Tuesday. Wait a minute. It'll be here to. You mailed it out. You mailed it out Tuesday. It'll be here to. Are we dealing with time travelers again? I know you're future man.
Surprise.
I am so confused. You mailed me a hammer. I'll send you some stickers. Yeah, man. Thank you, John. Oh, and remember a while back I was having so many issues. Completely side issue. Just because you said something's arriving tomorrow. I'm really excited. You know, this actually doesn't even have anything to do with blacksmithing. I meant to mention it last night, but really excited because you guys know how I've been having issues with. I can't receive phone calls or texts when I'm on the Wi-Fi, or when I'm on Wi-Fi, and when I'm in my shop. Heck, if I'm 20 feet off the main road, I don't have a signal. I go roaming, and it's just basically Boost Mobile screwed me over by when they switched to their expanded network. They did not keep their old network and basically dropped me from having a decent signal down to like scrambling for a signal, and all the updates. It's like I've been in and out of the Boost stores dealing with on the phone with, you know, India or whatever, wherever their call centers are, dealing with them and just losing my mind over it. They basically forced me to upgrade, and I threw a fit and said, dang it, you know, it's like either I'm going to leave this company that I've been with for, you know, 8-10 years, or you guys are going to send me a new phone. Well, I'm getting a Galaxy S10. They're sending it. It should be here, you know, Monday or Tuesday. J-Bo, I haven't seen you in a while, man. How you been? Uh-oh.
I was say with your old phone, that gives you another phone to record, another camera to record with the helmets.
It does. Yeah, I just got to figure out a way to link a phone into OBS.
There's a program you can use. A friend of mine that does game streaming actually told me about it. It's called Droid Cam, and it's actually uses like Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or something like that, and sends it via the Wi-Fi, and you can use it's designed to link in with the OBS, I believe.
Right. This is from Mr. Duncan again. This was his edition, Rail Spike Lizard Monster. I love seeing those. And honestly, I'd like to see more of those, even though the contest is over. You know, send them really awesome Rail Spike Lizard. I'm here to live edge tops, but not live edge legs. Yeah. Did it go through? No, it didn't go through. Okay, my bad. This right here. I'm talking about it, but it didn't go through. I believe I missed some chat while I was trying to figure things out in my head. Yeah, you know, J-Bo's here, man. You know, if y'all don't know, J-Bo was heavy into the chat with us most of the beginning of last year, and you know, I noticed that happens a lot, and I don't worry too much about it when somebody who's active in the chat, you know, active on the channel, takes a break. It doesn't, you know, worry me. I've seen people come and go and come back, and it's like, you know what? It's always good to see you guys. You know, I have something called object permanescence in my mind, or something like that. Basically, you can disappear for years and then come back, and I'll be like, just like it was yesterday. I'm like a dog.
I'm like that with all of my good mates.
Huh?
I'm like that with my good friends. You know, it doesn't matter. You might go 3 or 4 years or 5 years or 10 years without talking, but as soon as you start talking again or meet up with each other, it's like you hadn't talked to them since yesterday, and just nothing's changed.
One spike, no metal added. Yeah, that's a cool lizard. Yeah, that's one thing that I really enjoy about this is like all the people, you guys that I meet and talk to, you know, on a weekly basis, you know, and it's like I'm like a dog. I was recently asked from somebody, like, do you miss me? You know, and it's like, no, but when you come back, I'll still wag my tail. You know, squirrel. I'm like a dog. Dylan Corwin. Straight up lost it. As far as I know, I haven't seen any drop frames or any issues today.
Another forging contest from Neil Graham. What do you suggest there, Neil?
Neil Graham is suggesting another. Where is it at? Oh, we need another forging contest. They're fun and force you to think outside the box. Dana Maggiore. Sorry, can't check. Much driving. Heard. Forging contest. You know, something that I've wanted. Okay, I've been watching a lot of gameplay for video games, and it's like I've been watching not a lot, but um, I've been watching the Call of Cthulhu gameplay and various other H.P. Lovecraft games, and I want to forge Cthulhu. I want to forge a figurine, you know. J-Bo. Blacksmith Around the World project. Okay, tell me more about that. Yeah, all right. For bash and sell service on a live. The Forge Around the World project is. Do you want like the extended history of it, or you just want the gist of it? Because the gist of it is, it's a book that I made, and the idea is blacksmiths around the world will receive it, put their touch mark onto it, improve on the design if they feel that it needs to or that they can, but all that's required is a touch mark and pictures and video of it to go on the Facebook page for it. And once you're done with it, it passes on to another blacksmith. Howdy, Paul. Adios, Thomas. And that's something that I started. It's one project that everybody will eventually be a part of. It's patience is the key for it. And yeah, it's a touch mark book. Right now, it's going through the. I hate it. It sounds like pretentious when I say it, but it's going through. I'm trying to get it through some of the more recognized, more larger named YouTubers, not for the sake of only famous people, but to expand that bubble of influence and bubble of knowledge. If I can get it through several different clicks, so to speak, it'll gain that notoriety, infamy, famousness. I don't know.
Legitimacy.
Huh? Legitimacy. Yeah. Let me see. And then like similar project is the Blacksmiths Family Tree Project, where you forge a leaf, put your touch mark on it, and send it to, I believe me, Adam here if you're in Australia. There's several people that are involved in that. It was started by Daniel Crawford, Randy Mills, and James Duncan, and they dragged this guy into it. And yeah, so that's another one. John Cat, how about a rail spike ulu contest? Some people don't do knives though, don't do blades though.
And some people don't have access to rail spikes, like some of you, like me, for example.
J-Bo, who has it now? The last person that had it is John Switzer, and he is sending it, or has sent it to Tim over at Big Dog Forge. Yesterday I forgot to say that it will also be good to meet blacksmiths from Africa through the journey of the book. Yes, follow the book. That should be a hashtag. Hashtag follow the book. Wait, that's kind of...
On that note, Miranda, see, when it eventually gets to here, I know that Sam Towns and Alex from Valhalla both have a personal and working relationship with Joe Vandersteeg from Black Dragon in South Africa. So, this journey will also help forward it on to other contacts that can spread it about as well. Because, if it goes from us here in Australia over to South Africa to Joe Vandersteeg, he can get other South African blacksmiths or African blacksmiths across the continent that will be able to, add to it as well.
Yes. Hey, Holler, how you doing? Yeah, I also still need to expand awareness. Thank you, Trail Dust. Um, and J-Bo says, I wouldn't have known about it if I didn't see John working on it. And that's primarily the main reason why the first phase is to get it to, and I mean this in no disrespect or no downputting of any other YouTuber, any other blacksmith out there, but the reason to get it to several of the more well-known YouTube blacksmiths is so that more people know about it and can follow it. And if it gets sent out, the rule for, once it gets sent out by once it goes from that level down to the next level is when it's received, you post that you received it with a picture of it, and then you picture it, like a picture or a video of you stamping it, and then you post who you're sending it to next. When it gets to that point, I'll have a list on the Facebook page, also on the Discord page for it, of people who are interested in receiving it, that you can reach out to. If you have it, you can pick somebody from it and send it to them. And that way it has accountability. It has a chain of evidence of who has it, who had it, where it's expected, and that way if it gets lost in the mail, you know that person A sent it to person B never received it, mail, what's going on, or person B, you know who's supposed to have it. I lost, had an idea for a community.
What's the train of thought?
Yeah, well, I lost where I was in the chat. Had an idea for a community project that would be going on. Everyone forge an object and send it to a shop for a giveaway item to support the channel and go from channel to channel every month. That might get spiderwebby and figure something out. Hey, Chris Frost, how you doing? Yeah, the tree is being, as far as I know, the tree is being worked on by Randy over at Newt's Leather and Steel Smithy. And I actually had an idea. I saw something. He wanted to do it out of cable. If he were to get a whole bunch of rebar and tie the ends together, like big lengths of rebar, he could take that, get that heated up, and then twist it together like a viney trunk, and then come off of that with other bits of rebar for the branches, and then add the cable off of that for the leaf holders. Just a thought.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like that.
Mr. Donut is in the Texas region.
If you head to the Facebook page for Blacksmith Family Tree, if you have access to Facebook, of course, jump on there, and I believe it's a pinned post, but there's a pinned post that says the regions that each of the administrators of the project covers. So that way, and I think it might have the email addresses as well, including mine for those that are in Australia. But yeah, so you can get the address, and send it straight through to your local administrator, who will then hold on to it for a little while. So because we don't want to stack up Randy, because of course Randy's putting it all together. We don't want to stack him up with a whole heap of lost leaves and stuff like that. So the administrators will hold on to them until we have a decent amount, and the family tree gets started, and then we'll forward them on to Randy, and he'll attach them to the tree.
Yes. Adios, J-Bo. Thank you for stopping by and saying hi. I believe I am on that list of Blacksmith Family Tree for that. So as somebody to receive stuff. I haven't yet, but I'm also, it's like there's so many other people that can receive, yeah. Marat. On YouTube, we can see blacksmiths from Pakistan making tools, basic but practical and very efficient. Yeah, when you work with what you have, I highly recommend, especially for a beginner blacksmith, a few, one really good person to follow, not Pakistani, but from Africa, it would be Caratoke Blacksmith. and Isaac over there, he's in Ghana, Africa. You want to see somebody basically build a forge with his bare hands, like, and I don't build a smithy with his bare hands. You know, building the walls up. You know, taking apart a bicycle to turn into a crank blower. You know, making clay, to turn into the forge body. You know, all that stuff. It's and just working his butt off for his community. It I There should be no excuse from anybody of I can't do this because I don't have blank. You know, when you look at people from, you know, the Smiths out of Africa, and you look at the Smiths out of you know, the Middle East, Pakistan, and India and such, and they're, you know, on a street corner, you know, with like a little bag bellows and sitting on their feet working on, you know, a sledgehammer head as an anvil, you know. There's no reason you shouldn't be able to do something, or at least try.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, it's a good exercise to learn to make all your own tools. Anyway, I mean, like there's a saying that I got taught when I used to be in sales, but it's just as true for blacksmithing, which is find a way, make a way. If anyone watched my video on the Dan Moss tongs, I don't have a swedge or a horn, and particularly not one big enough to do the hoops for those tongs. So I actually used the bearing race of a cut off of an axle to as a kind of swedge. It was locked into my vise in order to do it, because find a way, make a way. And you know, making tools out of old coil springs and stuff like that, these are not only essential to the craft, because you know you need tools, but not all of these tools that you can use or need are available for retail sale, or depending on where you are in the world, aren't available for secondhand or antique sale either. So sometimes you just got to make do, and you know, reach out to other blacksmiths on, you know, YouTube, on your local area, on Facebook, and said how can you make this, because I don't have access to it. And 9 times out of 10 they'll provide you with either a way to make it or a book to research it in order to be able to make it yourself.
Right. Adios, Dylan. How you doing, Chewy? Let me see. Somebody said something. It was you too. You said something. Sparked a thought in my head. Yeah, a lot of people, and I hate to say it, but you know, especially here in America, you know, they are so gung ho on using known steels and you know, oh, do not use scrap because of reason A, B through C, you know, and you gotta use this. It's like, you know, a used coil spring will make a punch that will last the, you know, forever. You may need to retouch it up every now and then, but it can be done. Like, don't let somebody tell you something cannot be done because you don't have access to the newest, best alloys. You know,
and look,
with blade making,
here's another point.
That's one thing, you know. But for tools, a mild steel hammer is better than no hammer at all. You know, like a mild steel punch or chisel is better than no chisel at all. You may only be able to use it once, but dang it, if you want to give it a try, go for it. You know.
And that was exactly what I was about to say there, Yamas. You hit the nail on the head. That mild steel is harder than hot tool steel. So, you know, most hot tool steel. So, you know, you might only get a couple of uses out of it, but it's still a useful tool. I mean, back in the day, a lot of tools were made out of, you know, wrought iron, and that's softer than mild steel. So, you know, it's like you said. And my Hardy hot cut is piece of rebar. It's mild steel. Occasionally I have to touch it up with the grinder just to put a bit of an edge back on it because I misstrike, but it's perfectly serviceable.
Now let me put an addendum to that thought. Okay. I am speaking specifically to making tools for you to use personally. If you're making tools to sell, you want something that will last, unless you make a whole bunch of mild steel, you know, um, tools, hammers, punches, chisels, whatever, and say, all right, yeah, you know, disposable tools, you know, market them as such. You know, it's like if you want to make a set of mild steel punches, you know, and sell them, be like $1 a piece. You know, sell them for as a disposable tool. You know, most people won't buy that, but I mean, I'm not saying that you could make and market mild steel tooling. You know, like struck tooling and stuff like that. I'm just saying that for your home shop, if you need it, and you don't have a stack of coil springs laying around, or if you don't have, you know, some bars of 5160 or S7 or something laying around, you can use mild steel to get a job done, you know, completely. But, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Adios, Chewy. Wait, Chewy's not leaving. Okay. Shamrock. I use my non-hardened hammers all the time. They are 4140, but purposely left soft for hitting struck tooling. Yes, my troll hammer that I did for the Big Dog troll hammer contest a year or two ago. That's a block of 4140 with a hole punched in it, beat up, chiseled up, and annealed, and it's a large soft face hammer. Now, after using it, I really need to clean the faces up on it so that it doesn't deflect. That's my fault. But
speaking of old challenges and stuff like that. Okay, so Yammers, do you remember when I did that live stream for you on a Saturday live stream because you were up at that conference and you didn't have access to your phone?
Yep.
Okay, so you remember how I got the Island Metal curse, how, you know, my car broke down like the day before, and then I made a hammer on that live stream?
I believe so.
Okay, so I picked up another bad habit from you. I haven't finished that hammer yet.
That is my worst hammer. That is my worst habit, is starting a project on a live stream, setting it down, and never getting back to it. You know, the longest standing project in my shop right now is a spatula that, not the cable Damascus spatula, but it was back actually from the Facebook Live days, before I was on YouTube, and I basically took a piece of flat mild steel and was necking down the thing. I was going to make it, you know, like an axe on one side, serrated on the other, you know, and all that stuff, and it's called tactical combat spatula, and I never finished it. I haven't touched that piece of steel in 3 years. It's still under my forge. Every time I clean my shop, I pick it up, I'm going to finish that one day. And I haven't touched it in 3 years.
And it just moves around the workshop, right?
Right.
I'm going to finish that and you put it somewhere else.
Why don't I finish? Because to be honest, why I don't finish it is because I completely started it wrong. I went the complete wrong process of working on it, and so I might one day, but it's also mild steel. Honestly, that was back before I knew that there was different types of steel. That's how long ago that project was, you know. And for a tactical combat spatula, you know, you kind of want to. I might split it and put a hardened edge in on the blade sides, but you know, it might be interesting.
No, Kenny, I haven't finished my feather yet. It's still in its sanded and pre heat treated state. I've still got to make the pommel. I've got to make the cross guard, and I've still got to harden and temper it. So See, I've kind of holding off with that because the hardening and tempering. I can do the hardening, but I don't currently have an oven that's long enough for tempering. I have all the components to build a tempering oven that's long enough to use have a sword in it, fire brick and the nichrome coil and a PID controller and stuff like that. But it's just don't have the space to build it. So I've just kind of that's shelved. There will be videos and everything on me finishing that. It was an ambitious project to begin with, but it's just on hold. So it's not an unfinished project. The one that I've kind of put aside and forgot about because I've got it sitting right next to the blower. It's right in my center line. I can see it. I want to finish it, but it's just a matter of I've got to hold off on it.
Yeah. Copyright. I believe Sulbert did name the tactical so you remember that live stream, don't you? Okay, so everybody's saying hey Joe. So hi Joe.
I see. Technically, it's morning here too because it's after midnight. It's about probably half past 12, 1 o'clock. So it's after midnight here. So it's technically morning here as well.
There it is. Sagi Bottom. Hey, how you doing, Joe? I saw something that was interesting. Morante, a German channel that shows old blacksmiths using a huge stone wheel and 2 mechanical hammers, both moved with a beautiful water wheel, doing an excellent job in the forge. And Morante brings up, that point that we were talking about. Don't just stick with the flashy techniques. Like, watch what other cultures do, because you'll get that I've never thought of that mindset, and it'll expand your possibilities in the shop. But I will say, it is 5 after, and I do have some running around to do today, and all sorts of fun stuff. So I have to put on like 4 or 5 coats and my mittens, and get on out to the shop and stuff. It is 35 degrees. I'm about to freeze my butt off.
I don't feel sorry for you.
Yeah.
It's lovely here.
Yeah. And I know that Sulbert is, really needing a nap, and I don't want to keep him because I know that he glues his eyes to the screen when I'm on. So everybody give Adam here a big thank you for popping in and chit-chatting with us, even though I twisted his arm and forced him to.
I love to come and spend time with you and the community, Yummers. You know that. That's why I'm on like all of your live streams.
All right. You guys are all fantastic. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thank you guys for for being you awesome peoples. We're gonna get out of here and let you all get on with your days. Get out to the shop, make something awesome, and yeah, happy Sunday. I'll catch you guys later.
Or Monday if you're in my part of the world.
Or Monday if you're from the future. All right. Adios,
Peace,
guys. We're clear.